Yeah, your favorite Terra Little Bacon Bear hanging out with the one and only Doechii.
Hi.
And this room is really big, but I feel like you have an energy that definitely fills the room. And this isn't the first time that you have like filled the room. And you were quiet last time, though.
Yeah.
So if I could just run it back, what I mean by last time is that was in June. That was at BET. And I'm not going to lie, I was a little overstimulated in that room.
Me too.
Like after I interviewed you, and you can tell me if this ever happens to you, but I laid back and I was like, kind of, when you like stare at your ceiling, like, did I do something wrong? I started thinking shit through over and over and over and over and over. And I said, I hope Doechii likes me. I hope she comes back.
Of course.
And then for the opportunity to come back, and I said, okay, thank God.
Of course.
So that we get to do this in a fully realized way, and I can give you roses and say congratulations, well
Thank
done,
you.
all of those things.
Thank you.
But I love to see you in the DMV.
Yeah.
It's a good place for you thus far. I saw you got on Instagram today and said that this is your first time in DC.
Yes, it is. And it's really beautiful.
Can you be honest? Do you love or hate anything yet? Have you seen anything that you're just like...
No, not at all. Like, no, I was telling my team, I was like, this feels like a way better, cleaner New York.
I could see that. I feel like there's also different dimensions to DC. Like there is the scandal looking version of DC, like the port that looks like TV, and then there's like Langley Park that is like Mexico, and then you have like the county where all the black folks is at, and it's just like all these different diverse places make for like what people take from DC. So I'm always interested in like knowing what they actually took as an experience. Did you eat anything good yet?
Not yet.
Oh shit, I gotta point you in the right direction.
You do.
I do have to point you in the right direction. Do you have any favorite foods?
I'm a big kid, so like cereal, pasta, like I eat the same shit all the time.
You're
Spaghetti.
me. You're me.
Yeah.
I'm a starch lady. I almost survived
See,
entirely
me
off
too.
of starch.
Rice.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
potatoes.
French fries.
Yes, but you know what? I'm very particular about my French fries, just because I don't like the outside of all the French fries. Like I don't like potato wedges. I want to do a potato French fry that's got like a beer batter on the outside.
Oh,
so
okay.
Like that Cajun fried vibe.
I get what you're saying.
And as a bacon bear, I feel like everybody associates everything with food with me, but shit, it is that way.
Yeah.
It should be that way. Can I ask you your favorite cereal?
My favorite cereal is...
Oh, hell.
It depends on the day.
Yeah.
Today it's Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I love being an adult because you can have 2 boxes of cereal open at the
Hello.
same damn time. It's like, honestly, I could do all this shit at the same time.
You should see my pantry. It's crazy.
What's in your pantry? I have a good pantry, too.
Oh my God. It's just nothing but cereal and like pasta noodles, I swear. And ramen.
Really?
And rice.
What's your ramen flavor? What's your favorite one?
It's spicy. Spicy any flavor but shrimp. The spicy shrimp don't hit for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm always kind of weirded out by the shrimp because they're like, okay, they're so little.
And
Where
they're
did you find a
dry.
shrimp this
Where
little?
did you find it?
It's
And
almost like a sea monkey.
It's been sitting there for how long?
How can it sit on a shelf?
I don't think that it's a real shrimp.
So then maybe I shouldn't have it. And then if you say it's like shrimp flavored, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Well then how did you flavor this with this?
Yeah.
These are the hard hitting questions. I stand
Yeah.
in the aisle and have these debates. But honestly, those are the cool things about being an adult, like having control of your money and like getting to like make those hard hitting decisions. Like I could have 2 boxes of cereal, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Reese's Puff at the same damn time, right? So as an adult, what was like your first big major purchase? Do you know what that was? Can you remember?
First big. Oh, my apartment. I had an apartment in Florida, and it was actually a townhouse. It was fabulous.
Were you overwhelmed by that experience, or was that just like, this is the one for me?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think I was living there for 3 months, and I missed rent like my 4th month. It was horrible.
No,
it was really, really bad.
You can't make mistakes like that, because then when they put the paper on the door,
Yeah.
it's like, oh shit, I gotta leave.
It was a mess, but that was my big grown up purchase, and it was bad.
And how old were you at this point?
I think I was 19.
What advice would you give to 19-year-old self now?
Oh God. Live quite literally when you first come out, live below your means.
Ooh,
Like,
yeah.
just to be safe. Like if you can afford $1,000 apartment, go for 800. You
Just so
feel
you can
me?
start
Like
pocketing some things.
just be safe.
You know what? Because they say you're supposed to keep like 6 months worth of like expenses, but that's adulthood, is like doing the things that you don't expect and also just being like landing on your feet like a cat.
Yeah. And sometimes you just gotta go. Like when I was at that age and I moved in that apartment, I had to go like immediately. Like I had to get out. I didn't have time to save up 6 months.
Yeah.
Like, child, I got a job. I gotta get out of here now.
Yeah. And I think we all want to like plan. We want to
Yeah.
plan it all perfect. Just like if I can pick the perfect penthouse and I can get to Atlanta and I can get over here and can live like this. It don't always look like that.
No, it doesn't.
And sometimes you are going to miss rent, or sometimes you do forget the light bill and they almost turn it off that day.
Yeah.
Me. But you know, like they almost turn it off that day, but you have to make those mistakes really just to like form
To
you into a
learn.
realized woman.
Yeah.
But as a young woman, as my own young woman, I feel like I still fuck it up.
Yeah. No, I
still
feel
fuck it
you.
up.
Like, we're still, how old are you? Oh, girl. Young.
You think so?
Yeah, but like when you're in your 20s, bro, you still got a lot to learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like you start to get the hang of it when you're like 24. You start to get the hang of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get it. You pretty much get it. You get the point.
I feel like my good friends began to struggle again at like 25.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it was like a new orbit. It was like the things that they were struggling over 18 may not have been the shit they were struggling over at 25, but they were still
But it was a
struggling.
different type of struggle.
And then there's a new one at like 35, like when your
Yeah.
armpits are high, you
It
all
never
sweaty and
stops.
like you didn't have no kids and you trying to like decide if you want to do that kind of thing. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe I feel like it's also unique to women.
Yeah.
It's like it's cut out for me, and that's just what makes it worse and makes it hard. I don't know. As a fully, well, I don't say as a fully realized woman, but as a woman that was coming into her own, what were some of the experiences do you think that shaped who you are now?
A lot of them were me spending time alone, like living alone really taught me a lot about myself and how I interact with others and just surviving on my own. I just really went against the grain very early. Like I had my first place when I was 17 and I had to like fake an ID and like, you know what I'm saying?
Was that by
Like,
choice or was that by circumstance that put you there?
Circumstance
Yeah.
and choice. I mean, I could have definitely lived with a family member, but I wanted to be independent really, really bad. So
I feel like marching to the beat of your own drum is really important, and it's great. I love that you said going against the grain, because when I was thinking about this interview, I knew that you would say something about going against the grain, because that seems to be your whole energy. Like your whole aura is like, if we going this way, no shit, I'm
gonna
going
go
this
that
way.
way.
I'm gonna go over here. I like what's over there a little
Yeah.
better. But when you were, say, a young woman, even wanting to move out of the house, when you were deciding, your aunties and uncles said that you could come live over here, what were the things that you were like, nah, I gotta
it was
do 'em?
really because like I wanted to be able to do what I wanted to do and be myself. And, you know, I'm come from a Southern family. So you grow up in a house, you have to abide by their rules, you know, out of respect. And their rules didn't align with who I was. So I just knew if I want to do what I want to do and be myself, I'm going to have to live with myself, by myself.
Do you think that helped in music then at that point?
100%. 100%. It made me like really smart about how I manage myself as an independent artist. It inspired a lot of music and it just made me hungry and a go-getter, and it taught me a lot very young.
I have a lot of independent artists that approach me all the time. Sometimes even with their hand out and they spoon out like, come on, gimme this. But I sometimes feel like maybe they haven't struggled enough or figured it out enough or really had to like work
Like
for
a
the
sense of
opportunity
entitlement.
enough.
Yeah, I don't have any entitlement, and like I really
Ooh.
come in situations extremely humble.
What disarmed your entitlement? Because something has to disarm that.
Yeah, I think it was just being on my own. And, you know, when you're 18 or 17, people tell you at that time, like, you don't know everything, just wait. And you hear them, and it's like, okay, I know I'm young, but you still think you kind of have it figured out.
Because you do.
You do. And you don't realize how ignorant you really are. So I think life humbled me. And I realized that nobody cares that I'm young.
Ooh.
Nobody cares. Like, the bill collector really didn't give.
That you're going through
They
it.
didn't care that I was going through it. None of my excuses ever worked. And I had to earn everything that I got. And I just thought everything was going to come to me by the time I was 20. And then when I'm 22, I'm going to have a house. And then when I'm this, I'm going to. And it just didn't work like that. And I realized, like, life doesn't owe you anything just because. What? What did you do? What?
Just be black. Be black. And
know
I
what
was
I'm
there
saying?
and
You
I
gotta
was
work
pretty. I
hard.
should have had it. Like, it should have been mine.
You have to work hard.
No, you're absolutely right on the money on that. And I think that there's a lot of people that are learning that every single day. And I cheers to all my people who are still trying to learn that it's an entitlement thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like even, I don't want to say, I feel like I encounter artists that are really entitled, even in the way that they interact with the world and the way that they interact with their fans, because they've had these fan bases for so long that they don't have to serve them in the same way anymore. They feel like they don't have to do these press tours. They don't got to be nice in the interviews. But it's like, no, bro, you got to do these things because this is how you stay on, right? For yourself, like, I feel like this is probably like a good first orbit and a good first take from many people for you. Do you think that you're being well received thus far?
I mean, yeah, from my end, yeah.
Sure.
You know, some people might look at it's subjective. I feel like that's subjective. Like, but in my experience, yeah.
Do you think that they're confused by you, or just like trying to put it all together, like piece
I
it
think
together?
everybody's trying to figure me out, and I think they're just waiting. Like, let's see. We'll see about this one. Like, they don't know. They don't have a reason to hate me, but they're like, we also don't know you, girl. Like.
Well, I think that it's promising. I think also when there are other people that are in the music industry that are like yielding to you and saying good things about you, that also helps other people feel good about you when they meet you. So I like the good space that you're in. I think some of the good things that I've seen on the internet that relate to Doechii, relate to like you just being a girl's girl and being down, but also going to the beat of your own drum. Have there ever been times where, say, label or friends or say higher ups are trying to shape you to be somebody that you're not?
No, absolutely not. I think I set the tone immediately that that's not gonna happen.
How do you advocate for yourself? Because it can be tough. Like, I don't like that.
No, I think like when I first came in, I just made that very clear, and I don't think I even had to really impose that or like give some aggressive energy. I just came in knowing exactly who I was and what I wanted, so I don't have to be molded because they see that I know who I am. When you know what you want, nobody's gonna try and if they do it just wouldn't work.
It didn't work. It didn't work. But you know, I think that's amazing that you have. I don't want to say that will, but you have that position over people. But there are still young women and young talents and young people that are just trying to find that place to advocate for themselves when they're in those boardrooms, when they're in them conversations, and they're like, maybe I should put on a short skirt and this Bottega heel because they said I should. But maybe if that's not for you, you know.
I think I'm blessed and fortunate enough to where my team and everybody around me is really supportive of who I am, and nobody pushes me to do anything I don't want to do.
What do you think shapes your creativity these days? Do you think it's experiences, or it's just like off the top, off the dome?
I think right now I'm in kind of a gray space area because the experiences that I'm having, I'm not ready to write about yet because I haven't processed them fully because I'm so on the road all the time and things are moving so fast. So I've been in a space where I think I'm almost done writing and processing my past, and now it's time for me to process what's happening. So a lot of my music is that I've been writing recently that y'all don't hear. It's in a weird space. Then
at this point, if this is like a timeline of things, where does this EP fall?
This EP falls beginning of last year.
Okay. You know, with the pandemic, you gotta be like, what is
when I first got signed, that's where that EP would fall. Like that's J-Lo back then, a year ago.
But now that means that what we're about to capture on the flip side, I don't want to run too far in the advance, but that means that what we're going to capture in the future is going to be even crazier because you just set the foundation like 5 tracks in.
Yeah.
Just like, what?
Yeah, crazier. We got a lot coming up.
I think that a lot of people obviously are having their intro to you, but there have been some A1 Day One swamp bitches that have just been riding for you since the beginning. Mm-hmm. Do you think that you've served them well thus far, and do you think that they're still riding for you the same way that they have thus far?
I would hope so.
Yeah,
I would hope so.
I would hope so too. I would hope so too.
Yeah, like I think. I don't know.
Damn,
we gotta ask them.
It's almost like a rhetorical. Like I, as an interviewer and as a person that spends time like in the music space, just seeing the way that other people are communicating about you, and your supporters have no problem with sharing that, but yours seem to ride so hard for you. Oh. Like your small bitches really go for you.
Thank y'all.
What advice would you give to a young woman that is trying to say march to the beat of her own drum, but that's also trying to turn that curve to go left when everybody's saying go right?
I mean, I would tell her it's like this perfect middle ground of like, you don't have to try so hard to be different because then you're trying to be somebody you're not, but you also don't have to try so hard to be everybody else. Like you're always gonna, but I just did this interview where this guy, he said if you're trying to be somebody else, you're always gonna be second best at being somebody else, but if you're being yourself, you'll always be number one because you're being you. And I really like that because it just reminded me of my practice of like, it took me years to learn not to be afraid of being unliked. Because the reason why it was just so hard for me to march to the own beat of my drum was because I was scared that my tempo would be not received well by the public. And then I'd be alone if nobody wanted to like me or fuck with me. Yeah. So that would be my advice to them. Just like drop the fear of being liked or unliked or whatever, and do you.
You know, I don't want to put any real label to it, but when I say when you're being an alternative black woman, or when you're being just like a black woman that's, say, untraditional, or just being a little bit different, you can be hard to be embraced even by your own people. Do you think that it was only that? Do you think that we understood?
I met some resistance, but honestly, in my experience, I've had more positive, and I've been embraced really well.
I think so.
Yeah, when I'm being myself.
I love that we have the internet now, because it connects the dots finally with women that we didn't think were out there, or things that we didn't think were out there, or the different type of genre of people that were out there. It's like, oh, you like me? Oh, thank God there's somebody else that's doing the same shit I'm doing. Yeah. Thank God I'm in that space. I will say I did like that you connected with Rico Nasty. I'm sure you know that she's from the DMV, right?
I do.
She is a product of PG County. We went to high school at the same time.
Cool.
Right after each other, that kind of shit. And so, like, when I see people connect with it, like,
she's fire.
I love that. But I love to see that you guys are both taking over really in this alternative space. And I love that you guys have met in the middle in that. Was that an easy transition? Do you think that you, like, looked at each other and was like, yeah, this is... Yeah, I see. No,
it was super easy. It was really easy because she's just like a cool person, you know?
Yeah.
So I think our personalities meshed really easily, and she's also professional and talented, so it worked out really easy.
Do you think that there's anybody else that you still want to make that orbit with?
Yeah.
Go list them off.
Tyler, the Creator, that'd be really cool. I think our creativity kind of meshes well. Doechii, same thing. I say her all the time. Who else? I always say Nikki, because Nikki too.
Shit. I would say Roman era Nikki, like when she's like, rah, like Nikki, like I need her. She's got to get in that.
When Nikki says she tired of Roman, she says she's done with
I know, but like give energy still. Like just get whatever that was. Give me that energy. That's what I mean. But
so I think that like all of those artists, what they have in common is just a heightened level of creativity and vulnerability, and I do too.
Ooh, the vulnerability. Is it always easy for you to be vulnerable? Because it's hard for me to be vulnerable.
Yeah,
sometimes.
It is easy for me to be vulnerable because that's when I feel like I'm being most myself, and I connect with people easier when I'm being vulnerable.
Was it always this way?
Yeah.
Like you was
yeah, like I tried to put a wall up, I feel like, in my life, and it just didn't work. I feel so hard. You know, and it's not me. And some people, like, they feel better when they're hard or protecting themselves. I don't. I feel best when I'm just, like, vulnerable and open to be shot.
Not open to be shot. Vulnerable and open to be shot.
Shoot me down.
No, you know, I'll take this point to say, first off, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Because I'm a Leo Virgo cusp. And
Amazing.
so when I saw it was your birthday, I set up this little birthday party right here.
Thank you. I was wondering if I could eat the candy.
Girl, what? Yeah, of course. This is my later. Hood little birthday party. You know when they got like the little juicy juice cups and they only got a couple things and your auntie really worked together for this shit. And as long as you got a bounce house outside, everything is fine.
Thanks.
Same thing. Yeah. But as a fellow like Leo lady, like I feel like it's showing vulnerability is the difficult part because the lion in me like is like, hey, you ain't finna be seeing nothing about me. You ain't finna be seeing me and biting me. That kind of thing. So I don't know. I feel like I gotta put my airs on when I'm like.
I think that's the Virgo in you.
Really? Oh, now I got two personalities. You think that's what it is?
That Virgo. I do. I think that's that Virgo.
I think that the cool part is that when it matters, I can lay it down. Like I can lay down the sword. And,
but Leos, we do it with people we trust. You gotta trust you.
Yeah.
Like,
how about this? It's hard to. It's always. This is where I go with it. It's always hard to trust niggas. Niggas is a difficult one. Just especially as a Leo woman because I feel like they want to combat that energy, and sometimes it's about conquest rather than it is about companionship. And so you're trying to conquer me and overtake me rather than just be like with me. And I don't want to be conquested. Like I know that you got your own sign and your own shit going on, but you ain't gonna be over me. You know what I mean? Do you think that? Have you met that same kind of energy in the world? With the boys.
I think I have met that energy before, but I've never like experienced it fully. Like men like that just end up not getting close to me. Or like I have a couple homies who have that about them, so I've watched them do it firsthand to other women, but they usually can't get romantically involved with me. I think men just immediately know like she's not conquerable, so they don't even come after me.
I like
Which
that.
Which kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you get told that you're like A little like overwhelming.
I think that
intimidating.
My ambition seems to turn men off. That's what it looks like to me. From
you
my
think it's the ambition?
Like niggas might want to step to me, but I feel like they don't because my ambition intimidates them.
Okay, do you think it's
and I don't want to sound like egotistical, like just genuinely. It would be nice to be, come on, conquest me.
Jump on me.
Give me the Indiana Jones. But nah, niggas is like, girl.
Not the niggas is scared. Oh. Well, I mean, for that, you got to find a boss nigga. Like, if it's going to be a nigga, he got to be a boss nigga. He got to have some money. He got to have some something, like to come with something. Do you have a genre and a type?
No, not a type.
And is it just niggas? Just men?
I don't have a type. And no, it's women and men. I don't have a type. Yeah. As long as and it's not even about money for me.
Okay.
Has
it always been not about money, or did it just like
It's always been not about money, but recently I've learned how important money is, not gonna lie.
Yeah, because it's
like
important. A little inconvenient when you can't do what I want to do when I want to do
it.
Yeah. Was it like that always? Like, what was an experience that was like, oh, I'm gonna need a nigga with money? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I don't want to say. I don't want to put him out there.
Okay, don't put him on the spot. He must have did that shit. He must have really did it.
Oh, my God.
That's okay, but I feel for them. But, in a world of, like, say, city girl lifestyle, like, I feel for my niggas. I feel for y'all because you really do have to keep up. You do got to keep up because I really do have a bag and I'm really working hard. And so you really do need to, match where I'm at. Like, I feel bad for you.
The problem is just when we base everything on money. Like,
you can't base everything.
Even the guys with money, niggas can have money and be completely emotionally unavailable and
be
suck as a person, and that's not cool. Or be boring. Like,
be corny.
So that's why I say
it's
not just about money. Like, you ain't got to be the richest dude in the world. You need to have ambition, be able to take care of yourself with or without me, and be fun and be normal. I'm good. Just don't be weird.
That's it. But like at this point in your career, obviously it's only up from here. So would you still dabble around in the normal man arena?
Yes. Oh. But can you take care of yourself? Can you take care of yourself?
What do you mean by take care of yourself?
I guess, no, you know what? I'm going to call it for what it is. Can you take care of me?
Yes. Can you hold down the fort? Can you take me to the airport?
I don't need you to because I'm taking care of myself, but I just want to know, like, if all of this shit was to go away today and I was just to wake up and be poor, could you hold down the fort?
Oh, my God.
That's it.
Could you fortify what's already here? Can you take me to the airport? Because I got to be gone a little bit. Can you water the plants?
And eventually, as I gain more, it's like, can you buy me a jet?
Can you ride with me? Can you pay for the gas for the jet today? I paid for it this week, but can you pay for it too a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that for you, and I could see that. But if you don't have a type or a genre, I think it's really only up from here. But as far as the women are concerned, what's your type? Because I think it's always different.
I really don't have a type.
Really?
I mean, smart.
Yes.
Ambitious. Mm-hmm. Funny. Yeah. You gotta be funny. No lames. Mm-hmm. Spontaneous.
Okay.
The sex has to be amazing. Man or woman.
Period.
Fashionable. Okay. Maybe I do have a type.
Yeah, because you can't be a fucking lame. You just can't suck.
Yeah, artistic, like family oriented, stable. Yes. Don't be violent. Like just.
Okay, do you like the toxic, crazy, I'm gonna call you 50 times type shit?
I'm not feeling that.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not feeling it.
I don't like that.
You ain't gotta do all that. I feel like that's childish. We getting too old for that.
I'm way too old. And it's really easy for that, like, really cute crazy to go oh my God, we are first 48
you love
crazy.
Me that way. And it doesn't prove love to me. All it translates to is that you're just extremely immature.
Are you a controlling partner, or do you prefer a controlling partner, like a person that wants to be like?
I'm not a controlling partner, and I don't like controlling partners.
Are you needy?
No, not at all.
Are you touchy-feely?
No.
Really?
I think that's the problem. Like especially men. Women, it's different an experience when you're with a woman, but with a man, when you don't need him, that's a problem. That's why I say it's just been like, that's been my battle.
But there are ways to like make somebody feel needed without like,
totally.
Babe, can you come help me clean this thing? Can you come help me? It's like, it doesn't have to be that. It's like, baby, can you help unpack this for me? Like literally unpack. Can you help me unpack this experience?
That's my vibe. Like, we can,
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you have a perfect date?
Yeah, a perfect date for me would be like doing something really dangerous, like skydiving, or we
Ooh.
could go to the gun range. That'd be cool.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
we could go to the range.
Ooh,
No,
we could go,
we
like,
can go to
we
the
can?
range.
Car
Really?
show or shopping. I'd love to go shopping. That's cool too.
On whose dime? His or yours? Or theirs or yours?
Honestly, it'd be more sexy if we both could like just cash out on each other. Cause it's like I want you to flex on me and then I'm finna flex on you.
You want to have like rich equality.
Yeah.
Like rich sex, like when Future said that, like literally
Exactly.
the equality. I like that.
I would love to like just shock a guy and pull out a couple racks and just be like, yeah, here you go.
Don't worry about
But
it.
don't expect that all the time. It ain't happening.
At all.
But
You gotta earn that.
Just a little competition.
Ooh, something to keep things high. I'm not gonna lie. That would, yeah. I've said to niggas before, like, listen, if you want me to act right or you want me to do this, come home, put the money on the dresser, shut the fuck up.
Ooh.
Or just put it
That's
on the bed.
Virgo.
Throw
You
it
such a
on the
Virgo.
bed. Whatever it was, you know what I mean? Like, just level the ground if that's the
that
case. If you
Virgo.
want to be like that, if that's what you wanted to be about, then do that. And then shut the
Period.
fuck up. But they had to shut the fuck up because they ain't do
That's
that.
that Virgo.
Is that it?
It is.
Oh man, I'm being typecasted. But you know what? I can take that. And I'm still learning. I think as a young woman, I'm still figuring these things out every single day. And I think one of the worst things I could ever do is follow the advice of my friends.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh no.
Because they're going through it too, and they're living life too. And so I think that I can't follow one single friend. I can follow like all, or come to a consensus together. We do like a jury type thing. We come to a consensus where I hear all the opinions and I don't stomach that, but I can't trust the understanding of others always. Like I have a hard time with doing that. Are you that way also?
No.
Really? You have a friend group where you're just like, this is.
Nah, like my friends give pretty good advice. I'm not gonna hold
Okay,
you.
let me clean these bitches up. Y'all don't suck. But sometimes y'all don't be having the answers,
I
and we
feel
be
you.
both
No, I
drawing
feel
a
you.
blank.
Like sometimes everybody doesn't always have the answers, but like, yeah.
What's the best advice that you think you got from a friend recently?
My friend told me, it was like I was beefing with this particular person and they made me really upset, and I don't like being upset. I'm a forgiving, graceful person.
Oh, yeah.
And so I called him and I was like, I feel bad for forgiving this person. And my friend was just like, the goal is not to be angry forever. It's okay to forgive somebody, and you're not stupid or childish for choosing to love every time and not being bitter and sour. And I really like that advice because she reminded me of who I really am, which is a loving, graceful person.
You gotta link me to this friend, cause I need some of them. Cause I don't want to say what my friends be wanting to do, and like, you know what? I think we should.
Right?
So
No, I feel you. I feel you.
Be more level-headed, and you're absolutely correct. I think for myself, like I can have a little bit of a temper, and it seems easier to stay on the high horse and stay mad. Like it's easier to stay mad than be the bigger person. And I don't be ready to be the bigger person. I'll be ready to be the littlest person. And I mean, they don't call me little for like just for shits and giggles. It's like because I want to be the littlest person, because I'll be that. But growth and maturity is that. For yourself, since we've captured what last year will look like, what are you doing to set the foundation for this next album, this fully realized thing?
Yeah, like right now, like just little things that I'm doing to set the foundation for the album. I'm really cultivating the space. I have to cultivate a space. I realized that the space I was recording in before is not going to work for the greatest album of all time.
Do you mean physically by space, or like just the mental space that you were in?
Both mental space, and I was creating out of a space of survival.
Yeah.
Because I came to LA and to TDE on my last dime. I had one pair of shoes. I was sleeping on my dad's futon. So I was surviving. I wasn't living. You feel me?
Yeah.
So now I'm in a different space, and it's time for me to cultivate my home.
You can breathe.
And think and process and not create out of this fear that I'm never going to eat.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. There are so many things, and I see even for those friends, and like I was talking about before, just like some of the trauma responses that they put in place because they had to survive, and like trying to disarm those things now and unpack those things, because it's like you are safe or you are okay. You do have enough money right now, like, and rent is paid right now. You ain't got to. It's okay. You can actually take a breath. I really love to see the work that comes out of that, and also just the woman that comes out of that, just because it's like, it's a whole different person.
Yeah.
It's a whole different person. But the greatest project of all time? Greatest album.
One of the greatest albums of all time. That's what I want to make.
God.
We'll see.
Listen, I don't want to shrink you down at all. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm up with you up here. We have good energy thus far. Like, I'm going to cheers you all the way there. What do you think that sounds like thus far? Because I know that this is something that's going to ebb and flow and change.
Yeah. I know that I want to just go like musically like live.
Ooh.
I want to bring like music back and incorporate it with like a futuristic, Afrofuturistic approach. So we'll see. My goal is to like blend house and hip hop and make a new subgenre.
Okay.
For rap and house and really make that, I don't know, just kind of create my own flavor.
It does have is that called something yet? I don't want to get to this.
I don't think so.
What you gonna call it? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
One of the greatest albums of all time.
Shit. Okay. We could pioneer right there. That's a stamp. Okay, we'll pioneer that. I'm confident in that just because I love seeing niggas do things against like the grain. Really, just to embrace themselves and to see what comes next for that. But also, it's great when you don't have to do that alone, when you get to do that in support and alongside other artists similar to you. Who is next up? Who do we need to watch out for? Who do we got to put on our playlist? Like, who is that girl that's been in your DMs that don't nobody know about, but you know about her and we need to be on about?
Me.
You.
Me.
It's you.
It's me.
It's the it girl?
Yeah.
God damn.
Stream Persuasive.
Ooh, she's the it girl. I like the it girl. Tell me this, and this is like a real question.
Okay.
When I saw the crazy video, right? I said, how does this girl have so much free agency over her body? Like literally, like I don't always feel comfortable in my skin. Literally moving just feels awkward sometimes. Was it always like that for you, or was that like something that you had to spend time literally like with a movement coach to get?
Yeah, I think
there.
I had to spend a lot of time like getting comfortable with my body, but a lot of things about myself, and I say this without ego, I really did conquer a lot of my self-confidence when I was younger. So it hasn't really taken me much time to just be me. Like I just have always been self-aware since I was really young, and I feel like it's just a spiritual thing. I don't know.
No, that definitely is a gift from God, because I don't know that everyone is self-aware, especially when they're really young. And also when there are other people around you, like your parents, your aunties, your uncles, your family that's shaping you around, there are other people that are crushing that flower sometimes that are not knowing how to cultivate that and also inspire that in a kid. Like,
and I told you I like being vulnerable. So like me being naked, and that was a symbolic representation of vulnerability, and like me basically saying to the industry, I'm coming in as me, bare naked, literally and metaphorically. So it was hard, but it was a challenge that I welcomed, and I was glad to be naked and vulnerable in front of the camera. Why not?
Being naked and vulnerable is like a hell of a leap and a bound. Like, how else could you be more vulnerable than that even?
That's the point. That was the art of it.
I don't even know how much more vulnerability that we could get at this point.
Yeah.
If you take your skin off on stage or some crazy
just
shit,
rip my skin off.
I don't know. She starts floating up off the stage. I'm like, oh man, look, she told us she was about to start doing some shit like this. I'll prepare for that. But I commend that vulnerability. I am inspired by that vulnerability just because I think it's so necessary. I think even for the other girls that are in this rap space and in this music space, I hope to see more of that vulnerability and truth in that vulnerability, because I don't know if we always live in our truth or practicing what we preach at the same time. Do you think that the other rap girls have been like super embracing and good? Because I don't think that every girl that's on the playground is like a nice girl always.
Embracing, like in my experience, everybody I've been surrounded by and every female rapper that I've come across and met has been completely really nice. Rico Nasty, like I told you. And who else? Who else did I meet? Me and Tate, we're really close. Mona Leo, she's really cool. Like, I haven't ran into any negative energy, and I believe that you attract what you are. Yeah. So, I haven't had those experiences, but the girls have been cool with me.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. I feel like for myself sometimes, like I meet mean girls that I thought was nice girls. I was like, I thought we was nice girls on the playground, but you're a bitch. Oh my God. Like, you a bitch, but that's okay, girl. Like, and there's room for that and there's space for that. But I really hope that you keep that air about you, because it seems to be authentic about you. 100%. And it seems to be something that you just have no problem with putting on. Where can we follow you? Where can we send congratulations to you? Where can we send you birthday money? Because it's your birthday. We should send you something for your birthday.
Cash App Doechii. But my music and all my social platforms is under Doechii. That's Doechii.
And I don't want to skip over the EP. Talk your shit about the EP.
Yeah, Her Black Bitch is out on all platforms as well. You can find Rico Nasty and SZA featured on that EP. And
Which song should we run back like 6 times, to run back 5 more times, and then run it back 10 more times because we got to run that back because we missed
Swamp
that shit.
Bitches, Persuasive, and This Bitch Matters. Those are my top 3.
Top 3?
Yeah.
In that order?
In that order.
In that order, straight like that. To the DMV and beyond, you can watch this interview and more at Little Bacon Bear, at littlebaconbear.com. I don't even got to persuade you with nothing because she's persuasive.
Thank you.
And that was off the bat. Ooh.